everybody and welcome to another kids video. My name's Amelia and I'm from Potter's Church. It's great to have you with us this morning. This morning we're going to be thinking all about something that we know loads about, okay? So have a think, what could it be? What do you know loads about? Maybe you are really good at colours. Do you know all your colours? Or maybe you know all of the dinosaurs. Do you know lots about dinosaurs? Or planets? Or what else could you be really good at? When I was little, I was quite good at numbers. I was quite good at numeracy at school and I loved learning about numbers. But we're all good at different things, aren't we? So what is it that we're all an expert in? Well, we're all an expert in our own stories. So I'm an expert in my story and you're an expert in your own story. But what do you mean by that? Well, our story is the story of us. If someone was writing a book all about your life, who would know better than you? So maybe you can have a think now. All of the things that you know about yourself. So you know that you've got a favourite colour and you know what it is. Do you know that one? Do you know how old you are? Do you know all about the people that you live with or your other family? Maybe have a think about all the things you know about yourself, and you could even test somebody on all the things they know about you and all the things you know about them. But you ultimately know yourself and you are an expert in your own story. So today we're going to be thinking about how we can share Jesus with other people based on our own story. Our own stories of God's goodness and how Jesus helps us in everyday life. So let's see what our story is this week. But while we're watching it, remember, you are an expert in your own story and think about how that's going to help us today.
Hi everyone, it's Jess here from Oasis Community Church. I'm going to be telling you the Bible verse that we are looking at today. But firstly, I wanted to ask you a question. What is your favourite subject at school? Well, my favourite subject was drama. I loved that. That's probably no surprise to you. So let me ask that question again. What's your favourite subject at school? And why do you like it so much? That's not always a simple question. Well, I love drama because I loved being creative and having fun. There are lots of questions that we get asked that often come with a why at the end. Maybe sometimes you've had a really, really good day and you come home and you're smiley and you're bubbly and you're happy and somebody says, "Why do you look so happy today?" Why? You say, "I've had a good day at school," or "I got a really good mark in my test," or "I did really well with my homework." All those questions that come with whys. And as Christians, we also get asked questions like this. One of the biggest questions that we'll ever get asked as followers of Christ is why? Why? In 1 Peter 3:15 it says, "Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone for the reason why you have hope." So always be prepared to give an answer to everybody who asks you why you have hope. So why do we have hope? Well, for me, as a Christian, if someone was to ask me why I had hope, here's the answer I would give. I know that Jesus is my best friend. I know that he's with me every single day and looks out for me. I know that Father God loves me so very much. And he wants a good relationship with me. He wants good things for me. He wants me to live a life full of amazing things and adventure. He has plans for me that are going to be incredible, and he keeps me from harm. He is my friend, my father, my everything. And that is why I am full of hope. That is why. So I set you a challenge. Imagine somebody's asking you why it is that you're full of hope, why it is that you love following Christ so much. I'd love to know what your answer to that would be. It can be a bit of a challenging thing to think about, but I'd love to know what it is that you would say.
Thank you for that story, Jess. Hello everyone, my name's Imi and I'm going to be doing the craft with you this week. So what we're going to be making is this shield. Now this is a pretty basic version. Hopefully the one we make together is going to be a little bit better than this. But basically we're making a shield because the main Bible verse we're looking at this week is where it says, "Always be ready to make a defence for everyone who asks you to give an account for the hope that is in you, yet with gentleness and reverence." And that's from 1 Peter 3:15. And so basically it's talking about always be ready to defend your faith, always be ready to tell people why you love God and why you think he's so amazing. And because the word defence kind of means like protection, that's why we're going to be making a shield. So to make this shield, you're going to need a few pieces of coloured paper. I've got some red, some gold and some orange, but you can use whatever you like. And you're going to start off with cutting out a section that's going to be for the centre of your shield. So I've done mine in gold. Like I said, you can use any colour. And what you're going to do is, once you've cut it out in this shape, there's plenty of stencils on Pinterest or the internet. Ask a grown-up to help you with that. I just did mine freehand and it's turned out okay, so I'm sure you will too. What you're going to do is you're going to stick this shape that you've made onto another larger piece of paper. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to be using a glue stick, but you can use sellotape or PVA, just anything that will make it sticky. Okay, and then I'm going to stick the sticky side onto the larger piece of paper. And I'll show you what that looks like. Make sure you give it a good press down so that they're stuck together properly, and it will look something like this. Then you're going to need a pair of scissors. If you're a little one, you might need to ask a grown-up to help you with this, just because scissors can be quite dangerous. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut out around this shape, but leave a little bit of a gap so that you can see the red behind it. So for example, you can see with this blue one, where I've stuck the silver on and cut it out, I've left it so that you can see this blue edge around it. So that's what I'm going to do with this now. Just going to cut it out. Like I said, if you're a younger person, you might need to get a grown-up or an older sibling to help you with this. Awesome, so you should end up with something like this. And if I hold it close up, you can see. So I've chosen golden red. So next, you're going to cut out an even smaller section. So following this same shape that you've already made, you're going to cut out an even smaller section on a different coloured piece of card, and that's going to go in the middle. So I've done one here and I've written defence on it and 1 Peter 3:15, because that's the Bible verse we've looked at. It would be a good idea to decorate it before you stick it to this. You don't have to, but that's just what I've done. So I'm going to stick this onto the main shield just like that. So again, getting my glue stick, running out of this glue stick. I'm just gonna put this all over the back of this piece of paper. It's a very quick craft to do as well, so it shouldn't take you too long. Okay, so I've got stickiness all on the back. Stickiness? I mean glue. I've got glue all on the back of this, and I'm now going to stick it on there like that. So I will just make sure it's nice and in the middle. And give it a really good press down, because you don't want them to come apart. Brilliant, and there, your shield is nearly done, but it's not going to be very helpful if you've not got a handle. So that's what we're going to make next. All you need is, I've just used the same card as what I used here, but it can be any colour. No one's really going to see it, so it doesn't matter. So I've just cut out a little rectangle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom. So you should end up with something that looks a bit like that. And then basically, this is a little bit complicated, so you might need to get a grown-up to help you. But these flaps are what are going to stick to the back of the shield. So all you need to do is, if you hold it like that and bend it, you can see it kind of makes this handle shape. So you're going to get the back of the shield, and the flat part is going to stick down like that. That's probably the best way to hold it. And the other flat part is going to stick to the other side of the back of the shield. So it kind of makes a handle a bit like that. If that didn't make sense, feel free to just rewind the video and watch it back. But basically, yeah, so I'm just going to put a bit of glue on that flat part there and that flat part there. You can also use sellotape for this part again. I wouldn't recommend using PVA glue for this part just because it's quite slippery when you use PVA. But yeah, a Pritt stick or sellotape should be fine. So I've glued those two flat bits and I'm going to stick them on the back of the shield. So, and there you have it. You have a handle on the back of the shield, and it looks something like this, and it says defence 1 Peter 3:15, like I said earlier, just because that is the Bible verse we've looked at today. I'm now going to pass on to Kath, who's going to lead us in the game.
So we're going to play a game now, and I've got Sandy here to play with me, but I'm sure you've got someone in your household who will play with you. We're going to play a game called 2 Truths and 1 Lie, okay? So we're going to say 3 statements about ourselves, 2 of which are true, and 1 of them's got to be a lie. So get thinking, Sandy. To help, I've got some prompts for us. So there could be 3 things that you love, but in actual fact you don't like one of them. So if you like horse riding and football, but you don't like running, then you would say, I like horse riding, I like football, and I like running. And they've got to guess which one of those is not true, okay? Then I've got a clock, which is all things that you've done. So maybe have a think about some funny things or some unbelievable things that have happened, and you're going to have to persuade them that they're true. But one of them has got to be a lie. And then finally, I've got a knife, a fork and a plate, and that is all about food. So foods that you do like and foods that you don't like. We're going to give you an example. See if you can guess at home which one is the lie in mine and Sandy's. Okay. Shall I go first, Sandy? Yeah. So, number 1. Mine are all about food, okay? Mm-hmm. So number 1, I really, really like custard creams, okay. The biscuits. Mm-hmm. Number 2, I really, really like shortbread. Mm-hmm. And number 3, I really, really like malted milk biscuits. One of those is a lie. So the options are custard creams, shortbread or malted milk. Which one do you think's a lie?
Well, I'm thinking about what the biscuits are like, and I feel like custard creams and malted milk might be a bit more similar than shortbreads. So I think I'm more going to go with what might be the odd one out, which is shortbread.
What do you think, everybody? Which one do you think is a lie? You're right, Sandy! Yay! Well done! I don't like shortbread, but I do like the others. Okay, so Sandy, your go now. Your 3 statements.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you 3 things that I love.
Okay, I'm ready.
So the first one is I love playing Among Us.
Yeah, yeah.
Video game. I love Harry Potter.
Okay.
Anything Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And the third one is that I love Christmas.
Ooh, they're hard because all 3 of those are really popular.
They are.
Lots of people love Christmas. lots of people love Harry Potter and lots of people love Among Us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. Are you sure they're not all true, Sandy?
I'm sure that one of them is a little porcupine.
Oh no.
I know.
Well, I don't think that anybody doesn't love Christmas. Everybody must love Christmas. Maybe I just love Christmas loads. I'm gonna guess that the lie is Harry Potter.
It isn't. I love Harry Potter.
Oh no!
And I love Christmas. I don't actually, and I'm sorry guys, this will make me really unpopular, I don't love playing Among Us.
Oh, Sandy!
No, I just don't love it. I'm sorry guys.
Well, that was a good one because I got it wrong. So see if you can trick people in your family. And the challenge is to tell them something all about you. So I've learnt loads about Sandy now, and she's learnt more about me.
I will never buy Amelia any shortbread.
No, and never ask Sandy to play Among Us. Well, what a fun session we have had together. I've enjoyed this session so much. Hearing the stories, doing the craft and playing the game together. Wow, we've had lots of fun today and we'll be back here next Sunday. But first, before we go, I'm going to pray with you, if that's okay. So if you'd like to, you can put your hands together and you can close your eyes if it's going to help you concentrate. And I'm going to pray, okay? Dear Jesus, I thank you that we are all different, that we all have different stories of your goodness. I pray that this week we'll be able to share with our friends all about the stories of when you've helped us and you have been faithful to us. Amen. Well, that's it everybody for this week. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.